Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to do one quick thing with the audio, and then you guys will be able to hear me, but give me a second, please. La-di-da, back into settings over here. Okay. That should be good. Hey everyone, how's everybody doing this fine day? Yeah, here I am. What a surprise. Let me pop out the chat. So we're going to be making a game. Now, we are going to be making it in up to 9 days. If we get it done before 9 days, I'm not going to be like, well, let's do more. I'm going to keep it to a reasonable scale. Let me also clarify, we're not doing this 9 days in a row. For starters, Resident Evil Village comes out this week, and I will 100% be playing that probably for a few days. Probably on stream, probably on this YouTube channel stream, so you know. I'm not going to be working on the game during that. And plus, I'm also working on updates for some other games right now. But I want to do a little stream game. I want to actually get one of these things done. So yeah, I'm doing great. You're saying like I'm being part of the cool... Grayson, I used to stream all the time. I have literally thousands of hours. It's not even an exaggeration of when I streamed so much between 2011 and 2015. I was streaming almost every day for like 4 years. But hey... Okay, well, get out of here. Anyways, going with all of that, though, we're going to be working on the game. And I'm going to say right now, we're making a weird fairy tale, lightly inspired by Eve. I say lightly, but it's kind of obvious. And we're going to be doing our own thing with it, though. We're going to go in a very odd direction. I already have some of the basics decided. However, last time I did one of these streams, though the last few times I've done a stream like this, I've been saying, I don't promise this project's going to see the light of day, but it might not. And it might turn into something eventually, but hey. This one, however, will be accomplished. Probably not in a row. There'll probably be big gaps between the days that I stream because I'm working, doing other things. But I have 2 goals for myself. Get this game done and release it for some paid price. Make most of it myself, except for one thing which I'll talk about. And also, I'm going to be doing it in such a setup that I can make this game in 9 days or less. Sounds like an advertising pitch. Anyways, well, thank you very much. Today we're going to be starting off, because the last time I did one of these type of things, one of the streams I said, well, I don't know if this is actually going to turn anything. I just felt like working on stream today. Somebody said, hey Ryan, it might be a little bit boring, but we'd like to be taken through the music making process. So I thought about that. I was like, do people want to see the music making? Now I will say this, I did cut out the most tedious part. The most tedious part of how my process in making music is the actual sound creation. The sound creation comes from 3 different methods for myself. The first one is just sound libraries. I have a lot of sound libraries. I just kind of rifle through them until I hear a sound I like. I'm like, oh, I like that sound. And I throw it into a batch of other sounds. The next thing is that I have a few different MIDI composers and just modification things that I have. So I make little sounds and like I press keys randomly until I get sounds that I like. Then I usually import them in Audacity and I edit them. And then once I get the edited sound I like in Audacity, like, yeah, I like that sound. And then I put it into my own unique sound libraries, then I put them into Sony Vegas, which is what we're going to be using here in a second. The third thing is that I take my microphone and I make random sounds that I think might be interesting. Like, I don't know, like... Or, just as another example, just really odd sounds. You just record the sounds, and then you do whatever the fuck you want with them. You just modulate them until like, yeah, that's an interesting sound. And just take whatever you can get. And so anyways, I cut down that part of the sound making process, because that can take fucking hours. That would have probably been this whole entire stream if I had started there, so I got that done ahead of time, being like, alright, just sitting here, either going through literally hundreds of thousands of sounds I have in sound libraries, or sitting here pressing random keys on MIDI composers until I like the sound, then modulating them in Audacity or Sony Vegas or whatever, and then just recording sounds and just seeing what I like, and then like narrowing them down. That process for me takes hours. But I did get to the part which still takes a little bit of time, but not nearly as much time, especially since I go in kind of with an idea of what I want to make. So yeah. So we're past that point, and we're now at the point that we are inside Sony Vegas. And I will show what this looks like. Let me just move this over here. It's just part of the fun, you know? Let me push this through here. It's not rough. I enjoy doing it. It's just a little tedious. The thing is, you can enjoy tedious work sometimes. Sometimes I do. I would say if you don't mind some tedious task that you know is accomplishing something and accomplishing something that you enjoy, it's worth it sometimes putting up with that. So anyways, I have a Sony Vegas file open here. You're probably going to see OBS for a second. Well, that's whatever. Display capture, I believe I want to turn on this one. Yeah, okay. Here is a Sony Vegas project. I have it currently scaled all the way back. This OST is going to be a little bit shorter than some these things. I'm deciding I want this to be a shorter of my OSTs, partially because this is going to be a shorter project, and I don't want to be sitting here literally making music, because if I was doing here making a shit ton of songs, we'd be here for a while, but hey, we'll make a few. I also have some help from a friend of mine named Heidi, who will be the vocal song that you heard at the beginning of the stream. That was one of her songs. We're going to be using some of her music for this game. But anyways, we're going to be starting off with this thing. Now you might be thinking, Ryan, what are these? And these are like, this is, the things that you're about to hear right here are like droney sounds. They're kind of quiet and I need to amp them up. In fact, I might as well just hear it out. They're droney sounds made in MIDI composers, and I have to cut out the parts that I like. Been modulated and all that fun stuff. Then over here, I know here is where the guitar songs are. These songs are not me playing on guitar. I don't have a guitar my access. They're guitar samples, which I liked from sample libraries. Over here, I have them sort of organized in a way where I personally know where everything is, but I understand if I just showed somebody this, they'd be like, huh, at the first glance. There's a little MIDI composer thing. So we've got different layers of audio to overlay with each other. This part is the easiest part of making music. It's basically once you have all the sounds that you like and you have an idea of what you want to go for, you just put them together. And most people don't use Sony Vegas for making music, but that's what I use. As I said, my setup, I use MIDI composers, a couple different ones. I use Sony Vegas, I use Audacity, I use my microphone, and sample libraries, and that's basically what I make most of my music with. Also, a lot of my voice. This OST is a little bit less of my voice, but I'll talk about that in a second. I want it to be a little prettier than I sometimes do, partially because guess what we're doing for this 9-day project? We're going to be doing not a classic styled RPG Maker horror game. I've had that desire for a while, though. This is going to be more of a weird fairy tale type of thing. I like weird fairy tales. So yeah. Now then. With that expressed and done, I guess we'll get started with this process. I'm still a little bit embarrassed to work through it, but hey, whatever. Actually, I do need to set up one more thing, though. Alright, so you guys have the gist of what we're starting with. My goals for today, get the music done, do the main character sprite, decide the setup that we're going with. I have a general idea of what we're doing, but I purposely didn't decide a lot of things before I started the stream, so we could sort of talk about it and get it done. And then get whatever else we'll get done today, because then that's less to do the next stream. Part of the fun of these things, right? Anyways. I will flip, not that image, that's from Gray Haze, how you guys didn't see anything that was on the stream the other day. It's this one, there we go, haha. I need to check something. Yeah, I guess that'll work okay. Yeah, I guess that's a decent scale to work everything for. I'm sort of deciding the scale of work at the moment. Yeah, okay. That's acceptable. Alright. So, anyways, here's the screen again. We have the loop things here, we have some other things over there, and we have a second thing open right here. This one's where we're actually going to put the music together. We're going to try and figure out what we want and then just kind of mix things together. This is literally going to be audio layering, probably with a few effects put on. Also, if there's certain effects I think might be easier to do in Audacity than Sony Vegas, I'll probably make a separate layer for a song, then export it, and then import it into Audacity and mix it. I don't think I'm going to have to do much of that in this particular OST thing, because a lot of the prettier instrumentation was done ahead of time and already happened in Audacity, but no, there's not going to be a face reveal. Unless, of course, you consider face here as a face reveal, but, that's just face. Anyways, let's get tinkering to the fun of it. Now, I want to limit the amount of music in this game. I want there to be no less than 18 songs. I'm going to write this down just for you guys. but no more than 28, which is less than I usually do. I know that sounds like a decent amount to get done here, but because I've got a lot of the heavy lifting out of the way, I'll be whatever. I know I want to use some of these guitar songs. And again, the guitar songs, it's not actually me playing guitar, these come from sound libraries. But I want to use some of them. I've wanted to use them for this particular project, and we'll figure out what they mix well with. So let's see what we got here. Right, that's that one. All right. And then over here, yeah, the hippic guitar beats. Not me playing guitar on those, by the way. Like these loops here are me fiddling with some things and the stuff, as well as a lot of the stuff over here is me. Most of the stuff on the left side is samples I took from my sample libraries, and not everything, but like this stuff right here is not me. But most of the things on the right side were me fiddling before this. So yeah. Preparation for there's not going to be a magic trick. It's just going to be part of fun. In fact, a lot of this is probably going to be pretty simple because a lot of the heavy lifting was done ahead of stream. I saved the more fun part where you just layer things and then add effects if you want to see if they mesh well. And then sometimes you have to make the hardest part of this section, but it's not really that hard if I'm going to be honest with you. It's because we're making this music for a video game. We have to make the music loop well. That's not as hard as it sounds, but sometimes it's pretty tricky, but most of the time it's pretty easy. It's like 90% of the time fairly easy, and then 10% of the time you get a song that's particularly tricky and you have to work out a solution, basically. And of course. Alright. If we work with this, with the tip of my hat, I pull out a magic rat. Not a rabbit, it's a rat. Alright, so. Guitar, so I'm going to start with one of the guitar pieces. That one sounds sad. You know what? Let's start with sad guitar song. We'll start with sad guitar song. Alright, so there's a lot of things that we're now just kind of going to listen to and see what works with sad guitar song. Do you like sad guitar song? No, you do not. That's one of the... Right, a lot of the creepier stuff is at the forefront. We're not trying to make creepy sad guitar song. We're trying to make just sad guitar song. Alright, let's see what we got over here before we get to the mix of it. No, those are two conflicting sounds. You can sort of tell pretty quickly when you go through this. What do we got? No, those... I guess you could take the piano and slow it down. Like, I guess I'm going to use this as a bullshit example, but I don't think this is actually what I'm going to use either song for. Let's say we took these two sounds, okay? And let's say this is like really me bullshitting up over here. If I added a reverb... We decided to use a little bit of a pitch shift and a little bit of distortion. Let's put these in here and get into the modulators. So if I had to take a guess just from the sounds for a second, this is going to probably sound horrible because these sounds don't really gel together. You could make them gel together, but let's say let's go for about 75, vaguely around that much. Add distortion here with about 12.0 slew. Take the pitch shift, preserve duration. Let's go for a lot lower, and then express the reverb. Make it like 90% reverb. Let's make the default room size go to a wide open hall. Let's go for a warm space, and then make the room size go up to around that, and liveliness up to that. And this is gonna probably sound horrible. Let's see what the bullshit experiment sounds like. They don't gel together, though. And also, there's a little bit of a crackly thing because there's a few peaks in the audio. But that's just a bullshit example of what we're going to be doing in just a little bit. So, hip, 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 hip. Now then, to roll from that to think and think, though. That's not what I want to use this particular sad guitarist on this song. You could make them gel together. It's definitely not impossible, but it wouldn't be my first pick for the tone I want this song to go for anyways. Hi there, ASCII. That probably wouldn't work for this. Actually, since these are the single notes that were just recorded from the live piano. No, that wouldn't work with this particular piece, though. Absolutely. But for the song that I'm going for, I'd prefer if they gel together. To reach a certain emotional tone, you just have to sort of think for a second. That one wouldn't fit with this. No. Maybe they'd have to be edited, but no, that become more like a puzzling tone if you can get together. Hey, Balum, how's it going? Maybe. Actually, these two probably could be modulated to work okay together. So I'll keep you there, but I'm gonna look to see if I can add another layer. Sometimes you don't want. Sometimes you want complex music, and you have to like modulate and splice them. We're probably not gonna do a lot of splicing here, but if you want a certain specific thing, sometimes it's a good idea to splice pitch differently and do certain things to the audio. This song is probably not gonna be a great example of that, but you get the idea. Now then. That's okay. Usually I do the music stuff off stream, but somebody last time I held this asked me to do this on stream, so I was like, oh, okay, I can do this part on stream. I did cut out the part that takes hours, which is what I just said at the beginning, but in my opinion, this is one of the more boring parts. I just never thought it was a really like fun stream activity. Because, you know, it's just me fiddling around with audio for a bit, and usually take... Some songs you can get done in, like, 2 minutes, like, yeah, that works perfectly once all the elements have come together. Others you're going to be, like, working on for a few hours, being like, It depends how complex the song is and how many setup stuff you have. That's not including the actual game, the sounds, at least for the method I do it. A lot of people could just use live instrumentation. That's not what I do. I just found a method that works for me to make audio for my games. Now then... All good. Hi, Jamesties. That probably isn't the right one for this bit, because I know I want to use that for... Not for this. Now then. Some of this stuff I know I want to use it for, and it's not this. Same with that. That was from the MIDI work. Not there. So this just, yeah, this is just the bell thing I remember. Oh, that is a really hard to answer question from fucking everywhere over the last 10 years. I have a fucking huge library. Some of it was royalty-free stuff on the internet. Some of it was stuff I bought and paid for. Some of it comes from, like, limited time stuff. Some of it comes from other game developers, like, here's a sample pack. Just anywhere, everything, anywhere. And then just be like, if there sounds like, oh, I could probably use that in the future, just throw it in there. And then there's, of course, things that are self-made packs, being like, here's a lot of stuff of me fiddling around. Like, okay, I've got one which I recorded actually just yesterday. Because I don't want to show you guys my personal stuff, I'll just give you guys an example here, though, because I recorded one. I did something yesterday for myself. I'm not going to use it for this project. It's for another project. But let's do it. So, go over here, go into my composition folder, and there it is. Yeah, this folder, and then there it is. So it's going to be like an extended played thing for a second. You hear some other sounds because I had to press the record button and then rush over to the piano. But there is a physical piano in my house, and I sometimes like doing things with it. This is a really long audio just because I did a lot of... And there was a certain sound I was trying to get the exact sound on, but it's for another project, and yeah. Anyways. But just do stuff like that, and you have the fun with it. Alright, anyways, putting that away, because embarrassing folders is a lot of music, and that's my piano experimentation folder. Rolling with that, though. Piano, yeah. I'm fortunate to have a piano here. It was from my great-grandmother, actually. But take advantage of it and record some sounds from it. I can't, like, if you put sheet music in front of me, I did take piano lessons for a number of years, but I have not retained anything from it. But I could fiddle around with a piano and see if I can make sounds I like out of it, so... Yeah. Piano man noises. Fun, colon. A piano experimentation. You make a lot of sounds with the piano if you really put your mind to it. That'd probably be too chippy for this, right? Not another guitar song with this. There's more libraries over here. Maybe this one? This might get a little bit too much. I'll remove you, and I'm going to first... Before I insert this bit, let me just sort of go through this buff. Let's take the original guitar song. Does it loop okay by itself? Let me test this. It's an okay loop. It's not the best I've heard. That's fine. It's fine. In fact, let me do that for the other sounds as well. This one looks like it'll probably loop, but it might take a little bit too long between itself. So it'll probably loop, but it's like a silence there, which I'm going to take advantage of. A little bit. I would smooth it out a little bit. Let's first see how this works, though. And currently this goes for 14. What if we rounded it to about 10 seconds? It's about between the two of them. Alright, so move. But then here, I'd cut it off there. I'll move you to there. Alright, let's start from this. So before I do any modifications, is it, well, you'll fun stuff. I have not used the piano jingle that you heard just a second ago, but I have used piano experimentation in other games, yes. Actually, they're very close to syncing up, surprisingly, but it sounds like they just need to go a little bit more back. In fact, I might do this a little bit more manually. To look at the audio files, so this one goes... Actually synced too perfectly. That was... Sometimes it takes a lot of hard work to sync them, but that synced nearly perfectly. That's surprising, actually. It seems to be a little bit louder, and I need to do some edits to them, but they're weirdly synced up. That's an interesting sound. It's not the one which I'd settle on. I'm trying to think of what direction I want to take that in. But that surprisingly or syncs up a little too well, actually. To the point that, but they don't sound like they're made for each other, but I do think we can get to a point that they sound good together. What am I looking for from this? Alright. First going to you, I guess I do want a little bit of reverb to the guitar outside of what's actually there here. Let's go for warm space. Warm space is good for warm feelings. I'm actually going to go a little bit more for the reverb, for the original, and keep the reverb a little bit down. The room size, let's see what this sounds like before I fill around too much. Okay. They, surprisingly, I knew I was timing them together, but I wasn't actually expecting... Sometimes to get things to time correctly, you have to do a lot of edits in the time and sort of sync them into each other. This one kind of just synced. It doesn't gel noise-wise perfectly from the get-go, but it's synced perfectly, which is rare, actually. What do I want out of this one? Do I want it to be deep, darker? I guess I do want to hear what sounds like darker, but let me first see what that sounds like. Before I do anything else, let's do... I'll just start off with a simple pitch shift. I want to add more to it afterwards, I can. Pitch shift, preserve the duration, because they're basically already synced. Let's try like the darkest sounding one, just see what this sounds like before I add anything else. Sounds like a bass. That's not exactly what I want, so let's see. And let's see. I like that more. Still a little spooky. What if I just put this to there? It's kind of... not quite. Maybe what if I do just make it like a bass? Let's boost that bass. Let's do it. Okay, I wanted to see what that sounded like, but I was not happy with that result. Still though. Oh, we're not going for eerie yet. This one's going to be a little bit more somber. A lot of this game is going to be a little more somber with only a little bit creeping into the specific tracks. I'm pretty okay with the default there. Let's see, though. Would this work okay? Or would it... Though they sync together, I almost feel like these two belong in two different songs. Let me see when the third element comes in when I'm feeling towards it. But I'm not going to do anything with it yet, but let's see. What if I just remove the guitar? Let's see. Of course, this one hasn't been modified in any way yet, and forever melody there, but let's see. These two sync up perfectly. I just like the better without the pitch. Let's see. Maybe a higher pitch is what I'm looking for. Let's see what that sounds like. I think I am looking for a higher pitch. I didn't realize that at first. Let's first pitch that time. What's up? There are things that get in the way sometimes, but I don't let it stop me too much. I don't have allergies, but I got my COVID shot yesterday, the first one of two. So my arm's a little bit sore right now, but, you know, I wanted to do this, so I was like, yeah, I'll just do it. Let me start with this, and let's get rid of the echo for a second. It's kind of a creepy vibe. I don't know how to word it. It's like, I can think of a context. I've got an image in my head now that originates from the music, but let's see. But it's mostly fine, honestly. At least for me. I know everybody has a different reaction to it, and there's more than one vaccine. I got the one that starts with the letter P. I forget its name of. Start with 3. I have an idea of how to work that. I have an idea for this piece, which wasn't what I was originally going to go for with this piece, but that's what we're going for now, I guess. Okay, and then the guitar piece can be... Let me do a little bit of syncing up first. Okay. Let's sync this up with you. I want to do something a little bit different with that, actually. It's a little bit fast for this, so weirder idea, but I think I know what I want to do with the pieces I put together, and that's something which I'd be happy with. Let's put that there, you there, bring it up to this point. And then let's stretch that out to here, which is going to be about 50% slower. I'm not going to let either of these also fade out. No, not like that. Take out the fade out. Do that in Audacity later. I'll let these fade out, though. Alright. Now we're going to take a reverb, a pitch that won't do a distort. What if not amplitude? I think I'll start off with these two. They're usually the most useful and general ones, so... Okay. Actually keep the outgo, because I have an idea for you. We're going to do a wide open hall. I'm actually going to do for a good portion there. Room size isn't going to be too bad, is it? We'll find out in just a second. Let's try this and we'll see if this sounds like what I think it might. Something's a little off about it, but it's getting close to sound what you like. It's a very weird, but I like weird sometimes. What if we remove the guitar? I almost prefer that. I might like it just without the guitar. Huh. But I have an idea of what to add to it. That the guitar isn't the right fit for this song. The guitar could sync, but let's see. Let's roll with and go with. I put a few spookier sounds around these when I was doing the modulating. Should I try this one? We got a little bit of texture. Alright, so this is going to be too long for this because it was a very long bit, but... Okay. A little bit more so I can go over here and do a little bit less. Okay, then pitch shift here. I think that's all I'm gonna need to do with this one. Let's just try down for 4 and let's see what this sounds like. I like that actually, but there feels like... Okay, I have an idea. This is going to be a little bit weird, but please bear with me. I'm going to think about something. I might open Audacity and might record something. Let's see. why not? I'm going to take a sip of water before I do this. It's going to be a little bit repetitive. I'm only going to do the first 2 verses so I can loop it. I'm not just sitting here for the whole minute doing this, but yeah. Let's do it. Get myself ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, you might want to make a fucking breathing sounds into my microphone, but I promise you there's a point to this. Let's get rid of me cutting off there. I'm going to have to get rid of this. Go. Okay. So around this point, and I think I know where this is going to save. Let me just do this. Give me a moment, please, of privacy. Not with Grey Haze Boy, with that thing. Alright, so we're going to just briefly go over here. Export this as an MP3. Oh, actually, it's going in that folder. That's a weird place for you to put it. Ah, that's fine. Actually, let's put it in the proper folder. Okay. And now, with that part done and a little bit of breathy sounds, let's see if I can modulate it to the way I want it to. I think I can get more of the modulation I'm looking for here than there. And I put it simply in this folder. You guys don't see anything. Don't mind me. Alright, so let's go over here and see what we got before I modulate. I need to first time it before I modulate it. So starting from here. So I have an idea of how to modulate this to sound pretty okay with this. Can stop off there. Now, now the things I want to use: a reverb, a pitch shift, maybe a resonant filter. I'll test around with that and see if I feel like it. And if I don't like it, I'll just disable it. Let's do a little bit of distortion. And if I don't like this, I'll just cut it out. If I like it, then great. Well, I do it all the time. So let's see. First of all, I'll disable everything. I'll do this bit by bit. I'll start with the pitch shift. Pretty sure I want this to be the lowest it can be, so I'm just going to set that right there so it doesn't really sound like breath as much as it does at the moment. I'm going to put this almost fully to reverb, give it a little more spacious because this gives me sort of a spacious vibe. We'll go for a large room scale and liveliness. Let's see what this sounds like for anything else. Need to sync that up a little bit better. Now that, well, yeah, just works as it works. I need to sync this up a little bit more, but I guess first let's do the effects. Pitch shift there. That's fine. Okay, resonance filter. Let's see if this works out how I hope it will. It might not. Let's start with a low pass resonance. Start with that. A little bit lower, and I'll be able to turn it down when I get over here, but okay. I'm okay with that though. Da, 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 da. Let's turn that down a little bit. Sync this up a little bit more. Okay. Okay, I think I actually went into the wrong mode, but that's okay, it happens sometimes. Okay. Okay. Wa-di-da-di-da-di-da. Move that to about here, and I'll finish before, yep, that finishes it up. So currently the sound sounds like this. Tell me if you guys think it's better with the breathing or if it's, you know, fine with the breathing. Here's what we have at the moment, though. Any opinions? I'm sort of digesting it and thinking for a second. Alright, feel like something needs to be a little more subtle. Can be done. 10. These first two. Let's go to. Oh, thank you, Stan. I'm actually make it a little bit louder. I think I might keep it quieter in the first half and louder in the second half to make a little bit difference between the two halves. Yep, that's a little bit of an ominous feel. Oh my seatbelt TL, and hope that you feel better. Let's see, I like it though. I'm happy with it. I can even think of one I might fit well with. So we're going to cut this out so it doesn't loop itself back there. I don't have a name for this game yet, which is something which we're going to have to decide today. So I'm going to currently save it as a FLAC. I have my settings that I like to set FLACs to there. I'm going to save it as Stream01. Export that, and it should be pretty fine. Alright. One song of what I want to do. I don't think we're going to get all the music done today, but we'll get some done. We'll start with that bit. Guitar song I want to get done, though. Hello, guitar song. Alright, well, one song done. Clear the road. Make sure all the things are back to their default values so I don't actually ear blast myself and you guys once we're done with this bit. Okay. That looks good. Now we have to figure out what I want this guitar to go to. On account that I didn't, and not even though it synced perfectly with the second song, I thought that piece sounded better without the guitar. So. No, they have the right syncing. I could like sync him up, but I don't think it'd be the right choice. Maybe not on this side, but for something here. I almost feel like a piano would be a good bet for it, but it'd have to be the right piano. I don't have a piano here. I'd have to go downstairs and start recording for it, so... Does this work? I wonder. That'd take a little bit of work, but would that be nice? Maybe I'll just save the guitar for later. I'll put the guitar back and I'll think about something else for the moment. I put that back. It was fitting there. Let me hear this out for a second. Okay. Maybe more appropriately, this one would fit. Maybe. I'll put it there just to think about in just a second. Though it's going to be kind of long. Alright. No, not the right sounds. Not that. Not for this. I weirdly like it. Like, it's kind of a weird sound, but I kind of dig them together. Alright, this one might be a really simple one, actually, depending on if I end up liking how these things sync up. So not exactly perfectly in tune, but they're pretty close. Let's see what it sounds like before I do anything. So there's a little bit of a stack thing that you figure out there, but let's see. Let me move this like way sooner though. Okay, I'm going to insert this back there. The parts haven't cut out. And let me do a little bit of experimentation. First experiment, one with this. Okay, let's see how this plays out. A little bit less than that, up until that part's not fitting. I might just not use that actually. Except, let me try one more thing before I give up on it. The basic, simple, you know the combo by this point. What do these two sound like together? Maybe, no, I won't use that effect. That effect gets a little bit complicated, and I just kind of want something simple. Okay, I'll actually keep the rich hall in this case, but go like full this. I hope that goes well, Nihi. Some parts that stick out, which I think I want to take out. Okay. I also need to figure out the stack issue, which I think is a little bit of these two being a little bit loud. It's you, I can tell. These should be pushed back just a little bit more. Now this. These have the issue of the previous ones because I haven't turned them down to the right volume levels yet. So still a little. Like that one actually. That one's pretty simple, but I think I dig it. That one's a lot easier than the first one, but not one of the harder ones either of these were. We're not going to spend too much time doing music making. Let me ask a question. Now that you guys have seen me put together two songs, do you guys get the general idea and should I do most of it off stream? Or would you guys prefer to see me continue at the moment? Because somebody asked me last time, I was like, hey, could you do it on stream? I'm like, yeah, I could do it on stream a little bit if you guys want me to. And I didn't do the actual putting the stuff together because trust me, it takes a really long time. And I think it's kind of boring. But I think you guys get a basic idea of this. I will have to make the music eventually, but I want to see how you guys are feeling right now. You're like, Ryan, that's good, or you want to see more of the music stuff, or you're like, nah, save it for your own time. Let's go on with some of the other stuff. Where are you guys saying that right now? Yep. Stretch out the limbs. Also, since I get a little bit focused, I talk a little bit less, so whichever suits you, man. I might do one song from the Heidi stuff just as a separate example, because it's mainly just going to be me figuring out how to loop, because I'm not the one that made the song, so yeah. Let me put this there, and jai. Push this through, open this up. There's a hole here now. I'll move on for the moment. I don't want to feel like it. You can get into kind of a zone of music making, and that can be a pretty good place to be in. But for now, I'll do one of the songs that are not for me, which will be used for this project, and then move from there. So I was very fortunate that a good friend named Heidi Harris, well, I wouldn't say good friend, that's not the right word for us, but an acquaintance named Heidi Harris is very nice to be like, hey. And I was like, cool. Anyway, so I've got some music here, and I've got the okay to use it. So I'm just thinking, I've got a few songs that I was debating between. And I'm thinking I'm just going to take one right now and just kind of go for it. And I'm going to use one of the things that have a little bit more of a weird fairy tale feel to them. So there's a few which kind of fit with the feeling which I was hoping to go for with this. Her style of music is very different than my style of music. But I think that we can make them into an interesting, contrasting harmony. For loops? You mean for like sample libraries? Because the actual answer to that is anything that can work. Okay, I see. So I don't use FL Studio, but I know there's a lot of sites that do have FL Studio type things. So the setup that I work with is just something which I found worked for me to make the audio for my games that I wanted to do. So yeah. Think which one I'm gonna fill with. Her music sounds like this. Fun. So we're gonna be having some fun mixing this there together. Which one do I want to work with? Since I actually plan to use this song, I'll use this one. Oh right, I figure out what song I'm gonna mix together. For sound library, if you're looking for specific sound examples, I mean, there's literally Loopsters, there's Free Sound, there's like what's the name of that site? It's one of the fucking game developer sites. It's not Ludum Dare, but I found out about when I did one of the Ludum Dares because somebody was like, "Hey, here's some playing places." I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And yeah. I'm going to probably loop this on for a second. Most of the time in RPG Maker stuff, you don't want a song that's longer than like 2.5 minutes. You can have songs that are longer than 2.5 minutes, but it then usually has a little bit of a load-up problem. Though RPG Maker MC, I've heard, is a little bit better with that than MV was, and this problem does not exist in VXAce. So yeah. Starting point. Let's see. Some pretty music box playing. Actually, I kind of like that. Might do more than one cut of this song. Let's see what we hear. Okay, so remove this. Let's see how the game starts.
Sleep well, handsome belle. Do tell me when you awake. Tomorrow rings tonight.
Okay, so I think the starting point's actually a good one for this particular type of piece. Where do I think the cutoff point might be? I might end off there for the first bit, and then there for the second. Let's see. I think I'm going to amplify up until this point. So up until then, it's kind of too quiet. So I'm going to amplify and modulate a little bit. Amplify. Let's put you up by this much. Maybe that's a little bit too much, actually. Let's go for this much then. Effect. Now I amplify this stuff a little bit more, but not by too much more. And then the first note, which needs the most amplification, so put that around there. So now, let's see if this sounds okay. That sounds fine, actually.
Sleep well, handsome belle. Do tell me when you awake. Tomorrow rings tonight. What will you do? What will you do? Sleep well, handsome belle. Do tell me when you awake. Tomorrow rings tonight. What will you do? What will you do?
There's where I think is going to be the first cut. Okay, so first version, pretty simple. Take this out, do a little bit of a fade out from there. But actually make it start up here. And it should loop like... Could loop a little bit nicer. Let me do it like this then. Actually, it could still be nicer. Let's try like... a little bit later, actually. Maybe like there. Perfect. Okay. Then that's gonna end up being thing 1. Yep, music, put that in there. Voila with this piece. And now you're gonna hear a little more of the song going there. It's just I wanted to get that first slice as its own individual song to loop inside the game itself. Now you're gonna hear as we go to the next bit. Let me first do a little bit of a fade in there. As I said before, we're making a weird fairy tale. Alright, I think I'm actually going to cut this part out.
Sleep well.
Sleep. Sorry, I laugh at stupid things. Okay. That sounds like the best place to have it happen at. And then save this for the next bit. Just start up here. Actually, that looped better than I was expecting it to. Perfect. Alright, put that through here. And one last bit of this song, they're going to move away from music. And I think I'll do most of the rest of the music on my own, then I guess have a general idea of how I do it. So, at least that part of it, so... Fade in there. There's actually one more bit of this, which I think I might do. So I'm actually not quite done. Yeah, I will have to do the second part, I think. Do it from here. That's okay. That worked fine. Okay. And then I had this on hand for this particular song, but for a different version of it. Let's throw this onto the good old Barbie. Let's see. Maybe from here? I guess we'll see what this ends up sounding like. Take that cut off there.
What will you do? Tell me, sleep well, handsome belle. Sleep well, handsome belle. Do tell me when you wake. Tomorrow brings tonight. What will you do? Sleep well, handsome babe. Do tell me when you tomorrow brings
Okay, so I'm going to take that bit right there, which was interesting a little bit. Fade out there. Okay, that should be okay for this bit, but we'll find out. Take this way since I know it's done, or it's meddlesome with some other language versions. Okay. And now I'm also getting something ready for the sprite side because we're going to have to talk about characters and the name of the game and the game itself in just a little bit. Let's see, that should be 144 by 384. Put it into transparency. And I'll have that ready ahead of time. Hey, hey, how's it going there, Lay? Lurking in the meeting there, Lay. And hey, hey there, Grayson. And hey, hello there, Luke. We did do a couple original songs, and I'm mixing 2 other non-original songs. The fun of packing. investigate the different slices, I'm going to be cutting out this piece of pie. Okay. Put that as there. Okay. Heidi ho in the snow. Okay. Turning off the song, feeling it out for a moment.
Sleep well, handsome, when you are.
I want to cut off before that part.
Sleep well.
Okay. So go back to there. Okay, so I think I'll take a little bit more off the top there. Maybe not quite that much. Like that. That might be the perfect amount. Yes. Okay, then export this as that, and that is me fiddling with music for the day. So I'm actually going to talk a little bit, and I understand that a lot of people have tuned out because, you know, it's the music making part. The reason why I don't normally do the music making part on stream is because it's a little tedious. It's nice sounding, and ultimately the results are interesting, but it's a little bit tedious, and I kind of get in the zone and talk a little bit less because obviously I'm listening to the stuff and just thinking about things. As I said in the past, and if you've been to these past streams with me, I usually don't do the music making on stream because I think that's just a little tedious. Like, it's fine, I guess, but hey. All the same. For now, we're going to instead focus our efforts, because the other goals I had today, music making I'll finish up on my own time, maybe for the next stream, maybe not, we'll find out. What I do know, though, is that we're going to try and see if we can get the MC sprite done today. And on top of the MC sprite, we're also going to see if we can get done just other simple goal focuses for today. I don't think the window thing is open for another one, so maybe I'm wrong. Okay. I do know we're going to fiddle around some in GIMP, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the game. What pops up if I take off this image? Okay, I guess it's GIMP that pops up. Now I know. What a surprise. I know, I just had it open. Who would have suspected that GIMP would have been on my desktop after I said that? Alright, so move the pieces of GIMP where I want them to be. Toolbar there, this here, and we've got the layer thing, because I'm going to be messing around some with layers. In fact, let's add a few layers right now. In fact, I can move this. You guys can see what I'm up to. In fact, I could have let you guys see the Audacity thing too. It was a little boring, so. All the same. We're going to add like several new layers. I'll just call that, I don't know why I start off with layer number 8, but sure. We'll just call it layer. Since it's just going to be a small thing, I could just add some additional layers on top of that. And that should be okay. I'm thinking of doing a cutesy, not humanoid character. I do a lot of humanoid characters. I don't specifically want a humanoid character for this game. It could be a little bit humanoid. It's not like I'm making an ant. I guess it'll have like arms and legs and maybe visible, maybe not, but something like that. I think you guys might have a general idea of what I'm speaking about. I've got a few things to lay on the table, a few things to discuss. I'm going to start speaking louder so people will hear me. I'm sorry. But I was going to say, I have a few questions, a few things to talk about. I've debated this with myself for a little bit, but I am not sure if I want this to be a 3D game or a 2D game. Both of them being made in RPG Maker MZ. I've debated back and forth for a little bit to say there's a few questions. What I want to decide today is, am I making a 2D or 3D game? Get the main character sprite done. Get the name of the game decided. We already worked a little bit on music, and yeah. If you want to, Grayson. But that said, I'm going to mostly just kind of be going. We're going to be... I don't know the name of this project yet. I know it's a weird fairy tale, and I mean, I guess I could call the game Weird Fairy Tale, but I'm not sure if that'd be the best name there. I feel like that had a lot of crossover with people looking up other things about weird fairy tales. Dark Weird Fairy Tale. There we go, that's the name of it. I can't believe I already cracked the code. And I have an idea in my head what I want the MC to look like. In fact, I should probably just start spriting her. So, in fact, actually there's one more thing which I'm going to do. One more thing to pop this forward. I'm going to take the Hello Gray Haze protagonist. I keep on accidentally pressing you. We're going to instead open up a few of these songs from Heidi, just because I also want to test them on stream. This might be a good opportunity. You can hear a lot of music sort of be clicked through like rapidly. Okay.
Nice.
This will probably give me a pretty good idea on this stuff as well. We'll turn the music down a little bit. Turn the desktop audio for you guys down a little bit. And let's do it. And put it so you guys can see again. We're gonna make a main character, and I have a pretty decent idea what I want her to look like. So we're just gonna go out and do it. And by the way, I'm not doing any real accent, I'm just talking in a silly voice that I enjoy doing. That's not supposed to represent any accent. Any real world accent, that is. Alright, so vaguely, let me kind of do a quick doodle before I start doing the sprite of it. I'm just going to use the color black. Actually, maybe I'll use some of the colors and think I'll use them for her. I do think I want to do this. If I'm doing this as a 2D project or a 3D project, we'll change how I do the sprite, because the 3D engine does not work well with like opacitated or slightly transparent pixels. You kind of want to do full pixels. Well, if I'm doing a 2D project, I like sort of the transparency edges to the pixels. So, let me ask you guys right now. Would you guys prefer, for the next 8 days, or 9 days including today, if we work in a space that involves a 2D game, where probably we could do some interesting things with the lighting, we could do some interesting things with the effects on the screen, and do a little, it probably can get a little bit of a larger game out of it, because 2D is a little bit easier to work with than 3D. Or would you guys prefer that we work on a slight 3D project, try and get some stuff ready and done for the 3D spaces for people to enjoy? We're making a commercial game out of this regardless, but I'm just curious, the 2D space of RPG Maker MZ or the 3D space of RPG Maker MZ? Both of them I think could work for this weird fairy tale project. I'm just curious which one I should design in mind with. And we need to make that decision now, because the first thing that changes how I design is the sprite work.
So many not at all.
3D, by the way, by 3D I mean the 2.5D style that I work with in MC. It is 3D, but it's like sprites in the 3D space, so... One vote for the 3D space, then. And if you're the only person that votes, then that's 100% of the vote. A fan of 2D there, Colin. I'm That's fine. Both of them are completely liable. I haven't made a strict decision in my head which one I want this one to be, so... Alright. I care because I'm gonna have to make the game, and, you know, it changes what I'm up to, so...
I could have sunk a city in the breath of moments gone.
I'm still experimenting in a 3D space. I want to do a little bit of experiment with like a darker, colorful thing.
A silence held.
It's probably, I don't actually know this about Shovel Knight, but is it because it's made in like Unity using a 2D engine, so it's technically on a 3D plane? I don't actually know what engine Shovel Knight uses, but from just briefly saying that, my prediction is that it's a Unity game that's done on like a 2D plane.
Nothing won, nothing lost, and reveals its open palm.
Alright, I'm doing, yep. That was just my guess from knowing a little bit about that. Not Shovel Knight, but just what you're talking about. Just taking a guess there from things I know about. Alright, I'm going to do a 2D game, which does mean it's better if I use the, not the pencil, I use the pencil instead of the paintbrush, I use like a pixel thing. But let me first do a quick like sketch of what I want the main character to look like, because I have her in my head at the moment. I just need to sort of put her down as an actual entity at the moment. So I'm going to zoom up to 100%. I'm going to use a lot of the layer for this, just to show kind of vaguely the type of design which I'm going for with her. I'm mainly just going to use the color black, but I'm sort of thinking about using blues for her colors. So yeah. And I'm just going to do a really, really brief doodle here.
Gentle creatures.
Vaguely, what I'm thinking of for her is something that's kind of designed a little bit more cartoony than I sometimes do.
They walk right past me, right past me.
Just to sort of get the general idea of what I'm going for with her.
I see the moon, and the moon sees me. God bless the moon, and God bless me.
So there's a few things I'd fix up if I was drawing this again. But to give the most basic idea of what I'm sort of doing and what I sort of have in mind here.
It's ready now for fixing. It's ready to break down. It's ready to be forgotten. It's ready to be found.
Yeah, I'd want to redo some aspects of this design, but I'm just sort of doodling out the first draft before I do anything else. Something vaguely kind of like this. Except probably a little bit better design. This is first draft.
Creatures walk right past me.
And I guess since I'm just doing experiment design before I do the next draft, just to get a feel for it, I would put something there and there. And then the line cross stitching, just to get things rolling with and done with. Would the arms work a little bit better? Probably look better if it's more like that. No, it'd be better if it's more like da da da. No. if I did the shoes a little bit more, yeah, like that. But then it's a little bit top heavy, but that might be interesting for the style. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. I just want to do a quick draft of this. And I'm happy I did, because then I think about a few things about the design, which is why it was good to practice that. I am going to give them an outline. Okay.
Your heart is gone. Because your heart is gone. And you walk with your head held high, like you knew it all along. Still your
I should probably do this bit by bit, starting with the legs, because the legs are kind of their own thing.
Still your heart.
I like feet and legs, is what I mean.
Please, don't you tell me that it's all fine. Oh,
Let's see, I was thinking about how much of the space you get. So you get like the whole space right now. That's good. Okay.
I know you're good at lying.
I was using the pixel side of things right now. Maybe I'll come back to the legs. I'll come back to the legs, actually, now that I thought about it. I'll go here and do the jacket, which I'm going to do on this layer.
There may be no love here for you anymore.
I want the legs, and I want this character not to be too big, so I'm going to start there. I prefer this half to the other half of what I did. So take this, flip.
It might not be too. It may just be
1, 2,
you.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And when the sun rises and falls on
So I can base everything else around, make sure it's pretty symmetrical at the moment.
may cause you pain.
Okay.
Yeah, just might cause you pain.
And I guess I'll focus on one side before I do the other.
They do what they do. Some just won't follow you.
Put this down a little bit more than I did
No matter what you
originally.
do, no matter what you do, oh, and please, don't you tell
Like I
me
just did.
that's all fine. Oh, baby, please, don't you tell me.
Before I did the arms, let me just do it
I
like
know
this.
you're good at lying.
The song is Just Be You by Debzep.
You gotta realize. You gotta realize. There may be no love here for you anymore.
I'm trying to think how I'm going to do the arms, really. Maybe this character won't have arms. Maybe it just looks better without them. You know what? Yes, this character is going to be armless.
Pack up your heart.
It's called I Just Be You by Debzep.
It might not be too. It may just
What's your question there,
be
Chrissy?
you.
All good. Hey, they're muffed up. We're just doing a little bit of a sprite right now. We were working on music before this, so yeah. I guess this character won't have arms. That works fine.
There may be no love here for you anymore. So pack up your heart.
I guess I'm going to do just kind of a circle. I guess to do the best circle, just do an actual circle. I don't know what a flingus or a flop is. I might be silly in not knowing what that is.
It may just be you.
Okay. Made a basic circle, and we can get the rest of the details of it done later.
It may just be you.
It might just be me. Uncultured? I guess I am. Supposed to get this on sort of an even space for me, because I'm sort of doing this in a looping way.
The fair I wait to know just what's at stake, and no one knows what's gone until it's there, and that is just so very unfair.
Two, three, four.
To know just what's at stake.
This character's gonna end up being very weird. I can already tell just by looking at them. I guess I'm gonna go for a white pixel just to differentiate where this is gonna be, because I'm not gonna use this where it is ultimately.
Know just what's at stake.
Okay, and then start doing the 2 pixels. 2, 2, 3, 4. Floppa is a carousel. It's a cat with long ears that can whip around. The biggest is a hairless phoenix. I see cats. I guess I would take the long-eared whipping cat. I like both of them, though. I have grown up with cats, so... Not those type of cats specifically, but yeah. Da, 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 da. And I guess the other thing which I want for this... And it should be 2. Yeah, 2 away. The 1 extra pixel wasn't really needed, so take this. Except actually, I actually do the hair from layer.
Time to sink and time to swim. Oh, to go out gathering. This time you, this time me.
Should be done a different layer beneath this one. There we go.
Love the way you're raveling. Seek to self or traveling.
Ta-da. Now back to this. I guess I do the legs and feet now.
This time you, this time me.
And then I think I can take this one pixel away.
Could it be significant? I love you, I love you, I love you. My silent storm. I love you, a bridge and burn.
Actually, I think I should just do a cut. That'd be simpler than what I just did. And then just take these two. Hip. So you come up with some games where themes for the game first, flesh out the character. It depends. A lot of times it's a visual, an idea that's sort of just in my head. It varies from project to project, but yeah. And I'm gonna move this a little bit more this way. Not like that. Maybe the legs kind of ruined the design. I would spent some time on them and I was like, wait, that's not looking great to me. Makes it look kind of freaky, actually, which might be bad for some designs. That's not what I want to go for with this. What do I want to do here? No, not like that. Let's see. Let's... I guess I like the feet like that, sure.
Hold your tongue still.
So I'm not gonna be able to see the entire foot in just a second. I'm just starting off with this.
To you. Brace your numbers and I'll come to you.
Okay, I guess this is the direction we're going in. Potato foot. Okay, so move this down like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I can just see the number once I'm done with this. So 16 down. Move this also 16 down before I do things. Yep. 16 there. Next up is here. Actually, I can like fit it perfectly there. I'm pretty sure this is right, but let me just make sure. Voila. Okay. Now to get the basic design of what I want to go for with this character. Given I might may have to make the potato foot, as you're calling it there, a little bit more like this. Not like that, but like this, just to make it a little more foot-like for the purposes of this. Actually, let me get rid of this first foot because I'm going to be modifying this one for these purposes. I'll do the foot first. Oh, there 100% is a Discord server. Let me, voila, fetch it for you. Come on, accidentally open up the Grey Haze Protagonist and you change that soon. Oh my. Invite people. Yes. Let's move this here for you. There you go. Now for this. Let me just test see if I can. Okay, I did accidentally undo a thing there, so I was thinking I did. Okay. I think generally I want our shoes to be kind of like bluish green, kind of like a tone, vaguely like that. Maybe. No, I guess I'll start off with this and see what I think in a little bit. I'll do shading afterwards too, but first, take this, fade it out there. Okay. Next layer is the hair. I do think I want the hair to sort of be a golden here. First two pieces I can fill in like that for a second, so I can be like and then fill in the lengths here.
Brace your numbers. We can go. We can go. We can go.
Getting the hair into place.
We can go. We can go.
Okay, I'll do shading in a second. Maybe I'll make the character look a little bit ugly color-wise as well. But we'll first see if the thing in my head works out okay. Okay, a little bit more blue there, but something... Right, it's not... I'm in the wrong layer for this. A little bit more blue and a little darker. Okay. And then before I do the shading... Okay. Get the second layer done there. Voila, and I guess I'm going to be going up to the third layer because that makes the most sense with how it's drawn. Okay. Put that there. And the face here, I actually wanted to be a little bit more, not this dark blue, but like a, almost a dark blue all around. Yeah, like that. But then I have to do the black outline stuff for a second, obviously. Okay. And then the cap similarly should be this color, I feel. And I kind of like the outline for that thing. But I like a white outline for this creature, especially since it's going to be a dark game. Do you guys think this thing would look better with a white outline or only a white cap outline? That's like right there. What do you guys think before I continue with her design? Would a white outline benefit this sprite better? It's going to be in a really dark game. That's part of the reason I'm thinking about this, but yeah.
Every clock and every hour.
But maybe it just looks better there on the hats.
I love you.
Okay.
And you're gone, always higher. So you're gone.
It's not based on a real fairy tale, but I'm describing it as a weird fairy tale.
Every day, in every hour, every storm, every flower.
Give me a second.
And calm and
Actually, write these two.
in the wait of the weight of sound.
Not there, I went to the wrong layer. This one. Alright, there she is, the white outline. Do you think she looks okay that way? In the game, it'll probably look fine, especially since it's a darker thing. But I could do a second layer for, especially since I'm going to probably do this as a 3D game. That might make the outline look a little bit shaky, but maybe it's fine that way. Trying a stupid idea. I guess it's not really that stupid. The hip. Maybe give her a thick outline, I guess.
Down the motorway, across the lines.
I don't know what garden you're referring to.
Before you know it's coming for me. I will draw the words for this. It's coming for me.
Oh. Right, that's what's it called. No. I mean, I guess they don't have arms, but I wouldn't actually say that's the best comparison. Oh, well, that's whatever. People make their comparisons, I get it. I'm doing this all in one layer. That's a mistake. Oh no. Well, actually, no, yes. So let me fucking take the shoes over here. Now anything but the shoes is what I need to take out, so... Anything above this level, shoot 'em. I guess start with layer 2, but I was just getting to the hair.
You know it's coming for me.
Let's see.
I will draw the words.
I'll do the hair briefly.
It's coming for me. Neck high, down the motorway, across the miles before. You know it's coming for me.
I think I can just copy this from one side to the other. And that's a layer this is moral for. Two. 1, 2, 1, 2, Count with the vampire. Let's see, put that there. All right. I don't know the shoes there. I did something weird. Oh, it's because I copied... Okay, I see what I did. Actually, it's good that I can fix this here. There's a lot of good ones. There's ones I can recommend if you're interested. But don't feel like you need to force yourself if you're not. Not the right shade of blue. Is this the right shade of blue? Yes. That one wasn't one of my personal faves, but if you like it, that's great. Okay. So at 100%, does this character look okay as a basis before I do the rest of it? Then I'm gonna actually, there's also gonna add eyes, some other stuff I'm seeing if that basic shape seems okay to you guys. Voila. Actually might do the white cap a little bit more because now it looks a little bit weird with everything else.
Pick it up when it's there. And they came, put their smiles on a table and waved them in the air.
Voila. Save as.
Walking through the flowers on the hillside, breathing
No, there's more which I want to do with the face and all this, but yeah, I need to add a little bit more to both the things. I agree with that. Like there's a little few things and touches I want to change about this. Not a better idea of what I'm going for. Starting with that. 1, 2, 1. There's a fly that I decided I like to my face. 2, 1, 2. That's what design I actually want to do on the shirt, but I'll get to that in just a second.
Underneath the grass and clover, flame on flame wing.
Let's see.
All the heavy days are over.
Guess we use the green I used here. Yeah, I'll do a little more with that.
Turn sweet tongue by dreaming of a flower on the table. Pick it up when it's there. And they came,
Guess we do it like that
put
even.
their smiles on the table and waved them in the air.
Ben's a looking bigger because of that. And now the one aspect of her design, which I'm just gonna do separate layer just for something stupid. I guess I can do it a little more carefully. One, 2, 3, 4. This one should be moved a little bit closer to how the other one's placed, unless I move them both a little more this way, which might actually work better. Not that, let's use the circle tool. Four by 7 maybe? Let's see what this ends up looking like. Not like that though. I prefer them yellow. Maybe, actually. Alright. Before I continue, how do they seem to you guys? Seem like a little okay protagonist gal? I shall save. Before I move on to the next steps. Wow, wow. The fun of it. Just go a little bit closer. Getting closer and closer. Yep. No one's saying anything, so I'm just going to say I'm personally happy with it. So, from there, we're going to go to the next outfit bit. Time for the fun part, which by fun part, quote unquote, I'm going to be trying to animate it a little bit. Now, I did make her design simple, but that doesn't mean there isn't some trickiness to animating just a little bit. So we're going to start with the... Maybe I should start with the basis before, now I'll do the forward animation before I do the other sides to it. The backwards animation should be really easy once I get the forward animation done, but then I should do the left, which should then be pretty applicable to the right, except for the shirt design. I'm going to do the thing where they step one above themselves to stand like this. Okay. And then, of course, do this for the other elements that are relevant. The hair will move, but I think I want to keep where it is first before I do the other bits. Thankfully, the hair I don't have to wait for the full countdown, because I can kind of just do it like this. I'll do what I can to make the hair move in a bit. It's the feet that's going to have to be a lot different.
Take up the road.
Let's put that there. Yep. I don't know why I selected all that area, but not there. This space. It's lower than that, definitely. Like there, I think. It's there. I'm also getting to the point where I'm unfortunately getting hungry, so I'm like, oh, food. But I'm going to try and finish the Sprite, which is going to probably take another hour. And then, yeah. Then decide the game name. Two ways set there. It's a pretty simple character, but I like her. Let's go. If I had to say one thing I can change is that I think because for the first star is placed, the second star being a little bit closer would look nicer. Like that. Thank you, baby. Don't mention it. Let's see. Works nicely. I like it a little more like that anyway. Okay. Put that there. thinking about how the hair, it's mainly the hair and feet that are going to animate on her, honestly. At least from this direction. From the sides, there's a second thing that's going to animate about her, but, or a third thing, I should say. But for the front and back, it's mainly due to her simple design, the back and the feet. There's actually a second thing which I'm going to do, but it's going to be very, very minor. Like, this will be extremely minor that most people won't even notice. To sort of give the illusion that she's moving left and right, I'm just going to move this to the left and right that way, just ever so slightly, just to give the slight illusion that she's like spinning, or just her cloak looks the same from all directions. Not a very big detail, but a small one. Alright, the feet is what we're going to first focus on. Then the hair, because the hair's probably going to be a little trickier. The feet are here, and I have the general idea of where it is. Okay. Since I'm going to make this the foot that goes backwards first. Yeah, I guess. This is the foot color, or the shoe color, I should say. Should look a little bit, sort of like, yeah, that's, but just a little bit of a darker green, so it's more like... Show it's gone backwards. And I might use white to fit that in a bit nicer. Alright, let's see how this plays out. It doesn't look great yet, but I have an idea of how I might make this work. I'm gonna get a little bit too thin there. So really up until there, until I go here. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. This is what they're saying in the song. Actually need this foot to be placed above the dress, which I guess means I'm gonna do this on a fucking separate layer. I guess on this shoe, just mainly get rid of that and figure out where the second one goes from here. It's a little bit rough right now, but I'll figure it out. Two. That's just the current one shoe, then yeah. So I was going for a bit more of a focus shoe. A little bit strange, but yeah, that'll work. Foot. Alright, then to make this work on the other side, delete this foot. Take this foot. Thank you, baby. Baby's just very excited. Don't blame them for that. Babies are excitable. Maybe he's also going reverb, you know, whim's notice. Okay. Fuck me. When was this? Like I said, I made it so there's 2 of those yellow pixels visible, which I mean this one. So there's also the blue. Yep, that is the position. I see it. I see it. I see it now. And there's pressure and a lot of change. I'm a dork. All right. Put that through here. Pretty sure it's right because it's like the flat line until the end. Yep. Alright, well, for the front animation, that side is done. But the hair still needs to be done. And then we're done with that direction, actually. Alright, hair. There's a few ways I could do this. I could hand animate you. I could do a little bit of a skew thing. What result am I going for here? Let me think about it. I can also just make it sort of do like a pump as opposed to like a big thing, like a poof. You know what? I know what I want to do, and it's actually one of the simplest options, but I think it'll look the best. Let's hope it looks the best, is what I should say. So this is the hair layer, and thankfully I made the hair layer, so... Ah, che bella!
Con la cloche sonne. C'est très joli. Je suis heureuse.
Okay. We're gonna do a slight perspective turn.
Campana resuena. Me recuerda a un río que pasa, que me lleva a ti.
See the willow tree by the river, watching the water flow by. See the willow tree by the river, watching the water flow by.
Do a few things like this look a little bit more okay. Were you there? Okay. And actually the easiest way to do this next bit, not like that, I'm on the wrong layer, would be to delete you, take this,
See the willow tree by the river,
and flip it. Flip it. Flip it good. It goes one up. No, it doesn't, really. Or wait, is it because that's there? Or is that right? Oh, that's here. But they do look about even here, so maybe I was just missing something. I mean, these look about the same, so I guess I'm just gonna fucking take one of these and put it there. Voila. Job well done, me. Okay. Now the perspective tool, except move me up a little bit more this way. Let's see. This one, oh, is it the white pixel above it thing? I'm good at guessing that. Nope. wrong layer for that. It's this layer. Delete that. And now take this and flip it. Okay. And once again, it's just on 1 pixel there, and now it'll look like that. Easy peasy. Voila, save there. So we have one direction done. It looks like that. Still definitely more to do, but I like it. I can dig it. Why I didn't feel hungry before we start streaming, but 2.5 hours later and I'm feeling the hunger. What should I do? Okay. So you guys ready for Ryan promised you guys? We're going to stream this again tomorrow. And we're probably going to stream for a little bit longer and start a little bit earlier tomorrow. Probably. And that'll be our day 2. Before day 2, this evening, I'm going to try and get done some of the more mundane stuff. I showed you guys the beginning of the process, I guess. We got done the front-facing sprite of the main character and the first 2 original songs and the first 2 non-original songs for the game. I will finish up the music this evening and this character sprite. And then those will be the 2 things I have done before next time. Before we finish the stream, though, I do want to make an important decision, which is, what's this project's name? What are we calling this game, peeps? I know you guys don't know very much about the concept, but let's talk about it. I have decided in the stream we'll be doing the 2.5D style. Obviously, you see a little protagonist going on right there, and she looks cute enough and all that. I'm also decided this game's going to be pretty dark. It's not like dark in a literal sense, but also in a figurative sense. This is a weird fairy tale which we will be telling. And names are a bit tricky, I'm not going to lie to you. And not to mention you guys don't know much about the basic concept. Part of it is because I want to keep it mysterious. Part of it is because there's aspects of it I haven't fully decided on. Like, I've got imagery in my head, and I can draw the imagery, but it's really hard to place in the imagery that I have in my head. So on top of our character looking like this, I imagine there's some really, like, fleshy, white, tall, fat type of thing, and it's like a sack of flesh almost, but it talks and acts as like a parent to our character. Not unclear if it's a father or a mother, but just a parent. And I've got that in my head. I wanted it to have red lipstick. And I know that sounds like a description, but that's one of the things which I'm decided. I've also decided this game's going to be... Our character, part of the reason why I decided to give her a white outline, is that a lot of the game is going to be like pitch black. And we're not going to make it so that the game is impossible to see, but we're going to be in dark, enclosed 3D environments a lot. If you can sort of imagine what the game looks like, if you've seen the other 3D RPG Maker type games I've done, kind of imagine that, but there's like pitch darkness around us everywhere. You can only see what's like sort of close to you as things fade in from the darkness. And there's a light around her character. But outside of the light around her character and the outline around her, because I guess she just brightens up the whole world around her, which actually might actually be what's going on. She's walking through a place where a lot of things are bigger than she is. She's kind of small compared to everything else in the world. I'm purposely making the game so that she's really small and the things in the world are really big compared to her. Am I making sense to my description here? I think I am. So, with that sort of imagery in mind, even though I know I'm not giving a really big gist of what the story is actually about right now, what do we call this thing? Because the reason why I'm asking for a name now is that just to be easier to name the streams, but also it's easier to name a project at the forefront than later. There's some resources that need to like check for certain folder and file names within the directory, and having the directory name now means that's easier, so I don't have to change what directory they're looking for later. The light or the nightlight. Nightlight's cool. Silent Child, this is cool. Actually, I like Nightlight a lot. I think there's other horror games called Nightlight, but I like that basis, and that's actually a good description. You did well with me saying that. I like that a lot, actually. How's the name Bell sound? Night Bell. There was the Handsome Bell song that was playing earlier. You guys are good. You guys are creative. Naming is hard, but already I like Nightlight and Bell. Let me sort of think about it. Also, what I like to do whenever I think about certain third words, yeah. Oh, you mean for her, to call her Belle. Huh. Actually, that'd be probably pretty appropriate. Huh. Okay. Dustine! Also, hey, Rogue. Alright, so let's see. I like to open up. Another word for light. Sometimes it's good. I love the. Let's go here, and I like to use, this for whatever. We got light. We got all these words for light. Maybe sound like Shining Bell? Our little shining bell. You guys, that's a good idea just for the character stuff. For the game name, I think Nightlight I like as the basis, but I think Nightlight by itself might be a little bit hard to just track down as itself. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure there's other games on Steam called Nightlight. Twinkle Bell. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. But I do like, actually, what words go with twinkle as well? I like how the word twinkle looks. Just sort of saying flicker, bell, gleam. I'm going to sort of throw a bunch of words into this document here. Originally I was going to call her Maple, but that's fine. Weird fairy tale. So we got Nightlight. We got Twinkle Bell. Let's see. To roll with this, I'm just going to write down a bunch of bullshit. The flickering light, yeah. Oh, the flickering night. That's an interesting one. Flickering night. Gleam, glint, glisten, glitter. I think sounds really cute. Wait. Yep. Wink. Winking waxlight. Waxlight is candlelight. I was gonna say. Illuminate is a little bit much for that. Bella I like as well. Light up, shimmer, sparkle, wink. Cascalate, flashlight. There's also other things that starts with twinkle. Night flicker. That's okay. Naming is hard. Trust me. You sort of have to sit there and think for a little bit. So let me, before I go back to light, I'm going to go to night. Just see some things that they say. We got midnight. I guess midnight something can work with something like midnight light. Midnight light. Midnight bell. Blinking midnight. Flickering midnight. I'm just sort of, I don't like flickering. That's all, maybe. I'll keep it as maybe as we're going through it. Midnight shining. Midnight shining. Ballerine. We'll look at that in a second. We got bedtime. Bedtime bell. Midnight reading. Bedtime flicker. No, I don't like it. It sounds a little bit contrived. Alright, I do know the word. Yep. Dark. I guess I'll call it flickering dark as one possibility because I kind of like that. Darkness, duskiness. Evening, evening tide, gloom, nightfall, nighttime, obscurity, twilight. Invisible light is fine by itself, but I feel like there's a lot of actual invisible lights in our world, and I know that that's kind of a little bit of crossfade with what's in the world. I'm sorry to be like a little bit, I'll probably do some Google searches after once, just to see how the results turn up for it. So, dead of night, dim, dusk to dawn, night tide, pitch black, witching hour. Alright, we'll look at bell for a second. A vesper. an alarm, a buzz, a buzzer, a carnelian, a chime, a clapper, a curfew. Actually, curfew's not a bad word for some of this. Curfew. The dim sounds of bells. The dim sound of bells. Clapper, curfew, ding dong, gone, peal, ringer. Bell ringer? Siren, Toscan, toll, dinger, and of course toll for the bell, of course. Lucid illumination's interesting. Lucid illumination. Chimes of Midnight Light. This almost sounds like we're getting to like a Yellow type name. Which is fine, I like Yellow, but I'm like, I'll go back to light. We got bulb, we got candle, we got daylight, we got flash, glare, glow, lamp, lantern, radiation, ray, star, sun, sunshine, window, aurora, beacon, blaze, brightness. The toll of the dark. Get to the toll of the dark. Let's see. Brilliance, brilliancy, corusculation, dawn, daybreak, daytime, effulgence, emanation, flare, gleam, glimmer, glint, glitter, illumination, can't say it. Flarefly. It's almost like a firefly. Both a flare. Illumination, cadence, irradiation, lemon-sea, lighthouse, luminosity, luster, morning, phosphorescence, I can never say that, radiance, refulgence. Those few of these I'm like, I don't think I've even ever said the word scintillation before. Is it pronounced like scintillation? Sheen, the game will have a lighthouse in it, Grayson. I'm sorry. Lighthouse game for another time. Also, when you get back to Red Haze. The bell tower is glint. That one's interesting. Bell tower is also just kind of a cool word, which I've always liked. Torch tape is also other things, like the light of an aspect and angle. You can start a fire, step down. Let me remind myself bell tower is one or two words. Voila. Do not know my location. What's another word for bell tower? It's usually spelled as two words. Good to know. Da-da-da-da. I know. I like it. They're well. The bell tower is usually spelled as two words. I think it looks nice as one word. And it could be something for a tile specifically. Twilight Fairy Lights. That was... It's like a little... It's a very sparkly name. And also, hey, orb. Okay. Keep in mind that sometimes fake stuff just works better, like Bellite. Nah, that doesn't look good. That's what I was gonna say. 3 L's doesn't look right, and then 2 L's, like, that would look okay for like a location name and anything, but I'm not sure that's a good game name. I like Nightlight, but Nightlight by itself is sort of like, That's gonna do something like Midnight Light. The Bell Rainer's daughter. I do like Bell Rainer. The Bell Rainer's daughter. That's also a very fairy tale-esque name, I will say that. Welcome back, Ishley. Midnight Madness! I see. If I play that song, I will get copyright strikes on this, but there's a song that makes me think of. Nightlight, Twinkle Bell, Blinking Light, Flickering Light, Winking Waxlight. Midnight Light, I guess I wrote Midnight Light twice. I'll remove it from here. The Midnight Bell, the Blinking Midnight. Out of the names, let me make sure you guys can actually see all of them. Okay. Of what we currently have, which ones are you guys kind of attached to? I'm also going to think about which ones I'm currently attached to, but Just kind of looking at them. There's a few here I like. There's also a few words that we can combine and choose. Like I know we're not calling our game curfew, but we could combine curfew with something if we wanted to. But some of them could feel with the weird fairy tale feel. Sound bells, bell ringer, the bell ringer's daughter, weird fairy tale, bell tower, nightlight, twinkle bell, blinking light, flickering light, waxing or winking wax light. Bell's nice. So midnight bell, blinking midnight, flickering midnight, midnight shining, bedtime bell, midnight ringing. Midnight bell, dim bells ringing. All combined into one. I do too. I feel like midnight bell kind of might conflict with some things, but actually, the midnight bell ringer. It might sound a little bit more, but that actually would make the most sense for a narrative hook as well. I like Bell Ringer and Toll the Dark a lot personally. Fairy Bell Tower. If we had fairies, that would be one thing. I'm not sure. I don't think our character's a fairy, but Glint for a name is cute. Yeah. All the same, all the same. Okay. I think I'm personally gonna go with Midnight Bell Ringer. It could be just Midnight Ringer, but Midnight Bell has kind of a thing to it, and so does Bell Ringer. So I kind of like Midnight Bell Ringer. Not to mention that can play very easily into a story within the game, like the story, I guess, because it makes sense actually with some of the pieces I was thinking of anyway. So it was originally going to be about Bell, but you know what? I kept enough open that can fit. All right. Maybe if we stuck around, we could think of something super amazing. Put a dash between Bell and Rainer, so it's like Midnight Bell Rainer. Is that how we commonly spell bell ringer? One that rings a bell. That is like how it's on Wikipedia, but not where it is like there. I see. A bell ringer is a person who rings a bell, usually a church bell. It means by rope. Alright. I guess that's the question. The question that we're going to be working to answer in the Midnight Bell Ringer. I'm okay with Midnight Bell Ringer. I'm going to call it Midnight Bell Ringer because it's sometimes best not to second guess yourself and just kind of go for it. Midnight Bell Ringer works for me. I can rename the stream in just a second to Hello Midnight Bell Ringer. Also, I know Lay gave me a new version of this image. I'm going to take care of that for the next stream, so it's like fully fits the screen. All right. Making a little horror game in MZ. Midnight Bell Ringer. Day 1 of 9. I'm going to also have the description. Day 1 of up to 9 for Midnight Bell Ringer. Add it to the tags. Midnight Bell Ringer. Alright. Things are updated. Voila. I think we're going to call them... Her main name might not be Belle, especially if we're looking... I don't think that she's the Midnight Bell Ringer. I think that she's probably inspecting the Midnight Bell Ringer. Belle is a very fairy tale name, but there's also a few suggestions I kind of liked for her just for the name. Glint was a good one. Wink was an interesting one as well. Belle with an E, that makes me think of Beauty and the Beast, if I'm going to be honest, if we're thinking about a fairy tale type setting. Without the E, I don't think of her, but with the E, I think of her. So. I will think over her name later. For now, I'm fine with Midnight Bell Ringer. I am probably going to get something to eat. Tomorrow, we're going to stream again. I presume we're going to start a little bit earlier and stream for a little bit longer. But from there, the other aspect which I will mention, I'll try and finish up the music, and I'll play off the music as we're working tomorrow. I'll try and finish up the MC sprite. I probably won't get much else sprite work done. Tomorrow, most likely, is going to be a lot of spriting. We're going to sort of figure out the look of the game. And probably some testing of importing sprites into the game as we slowly can court what sort of look we're going for. I have a general idea how the game might look at the moment, but yee. Pat there, Grayson. It was a shorter stream today. My goals for tonight after I consume is to finish up making the music and to finish up the MC sprite. We got the other goals I had for today finished, though. And I could do that on my own time and, you know. Pat. So, we will be streaming tomorrow. Again, starting a little bit earlier. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed until tomorrow. And one more reminder. The streams won't be that there's consecutive every single day. Like, just because I'm streaming tomorrow does not mean that the next stream is the day after that. Especially since Resident Evil 8 releases this week, but I've also got other things to work on. We will do day 1 today, and we are doing day 2 tomorrow. We'll probably make some good progress tomorrow, but after day 2, I'll think then, it's like, what would be the next best day, and decide from there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Until then, though, I shall bid adieu to all of you, and talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.